Hi, I'm Jessica with the Santa Paula Art Museum, and welcome to Art Club! Hello! Alright, so for this project, petal printing, we are focusing on printmaking using styrofoam plates, and these are reusable, so you can tell we just are going to etch into it and use them for printmaking. Let's go over the list of supplies that we will be needing for this project. You will need your 12 by 18 mixed media paper. You'll need a 6 by 6 cardstock paper, some glue or tape so that we can glue or tape that down, your 2 styrofoam plates, a pencil and scissors for cutting, and of course some markers. Let's get started. Okay, so for this project you'll be using the 2 styrofoam plates for printmaking, and they'll be reusable so you can use it more than once. I'm going to start off by making 2 in half so that we have 2 designs for each plate, and I'm just using my index finger along the top and the bottom and the sides so that I can make a circle for our design. And now you can see I made a circle, and we're gonna go ahead and cut it in half again so that it's in fourths. And then I'm just taking a line and I'm cutting all those so that there should be 8 lines. Now at the bottom, what I want you guys to do is more or less like a V shape. So in between each of the pie shape slices, you're going to have 3 upside down V's. And I'm just going to turn my paper just a little bit so that I can get it better. 2, 3. I'm going to do it again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Okay. And now for the middle, since there are dots from where our design started off, I'm just going to go in and make like 2 S-like shapes, and at the end I'm just going to add some circles. And that's just giving us a nice variety of design of a floral look. Since flowers can be very intricate sometimes, I'm just adding in what I think would look great for our designs. Alright, I'm prepping the paper one more time with my index finger. As we talked about, you go from top to bottom and just circle it. I'm going to start off by making a center. And what I want us to start off from here is it's just going to be the arc petals. So bring forth one side and then the other. You can have 4 petals, but we're going to go ahead and make 8 petals. Like that. Like that. Looks good. And inside the center, we're going to add smaller petals. So there should be 8 small petals and 8 large petals. Looks good. Alright, so for our next plate, we're going to do the same thing. Make a line where the half should be. And you're going to use your index finger again to measure the top and the bottom. Now on the sides again, circle. So just like the styrofoam, you're going to end up adding ink and paint to this afterwards. And we're going to transfer these onto the other surface, like our paper. Okay, so here you see that I'm using the marks that we made with our index finger, and I'm creating wavy lines. Make sure that it has like at least 2 waves. It's just going to be a nice flower design. And using the 2 dots next to each other, they're going to create arcs. So see how I'm doing it from the left to the bottom, and then I did the top to the right corner? Just creating little arcs to create designs. And then in the center, I gave it 4 little centers, so it kind of looks like pollen. So it'll become a great design when we start printing. Again, setting up my paper, you use your index to measure out the top and the bottom, side and the side. I'm just going to do my circle. Looks good. This last one, I just did little short strokes to create the form. And you can see that I'm just going back and deepening my indents or the carved form. You're going to want to do this for all 4 of your designs. As I'm just going ahead and deepening these carves, I want to talk a little bit more about print form, because that means that it's what holds the image and carries the ink. So these plate forms, right, our flowers, are going to transfer onto the paper. Even though we're using styrofoam, there's other print form types, like wood is commonly used, linoleum is commonly used, and even metal plates. But of course that requires different materials for us to use, but with styrofoam it's easiest to just use a pencil. So this isn't like relief printing, because that's when the image is on the raised part. These are more, you're getting a design because we're carving into the area, like intaglio printing. Great, it looks like I'm done indenting our plates. So after going over my lines once again with my pencil, I'm going to grab the scissors and just cut these in half. And then we're going to use the markers as ink so that we can transfer this onto the surface of the paper. You can combine colors. You don't have to stick to a single color, so I might use a combination of maybe like red and yellow, maybe red and purple, any kind of colors that you think would look lovely on your flower prints. And again, we did have different forms on our plates, so try to be creative and every different shape, create a different color for that one. Alright, so now I'm ready to transfer over my design, so I'm going to use 2 fingers to rub and hold with my other free hand, and then use my palms to really rub in the print. And you might get some prints that are lighter than the other, but that's okay. Just make sure to super saturate the plate with a lot of juicy ink. Alright, so now I've grabbed my 6x6 cardstock paper and I'm just going to make a lazy V that reaches from the corners to the bottom of the middle. And I'm just going to use some scissors to cut out our vase, just like that. And then if you have a glue stick, like I do, I'm going to just glue down this at the bottom. Try not to center it at the middle. It might look nice if you move it a little more towards the left or the right, depending where your flowers were put. So you can either use glue stick like I am, or some tape. Just improvise in case you don't have any at home or wherever you are. Okay, gonna make sure that it's enough so that it sticks on and stays. And before I place it, like I said, I'm going to decide where I want it. Like so, flat it down. And now, using both the thick and thin markers, if you have a variety, we're going to create lines so that our design has different stems. So you can use the side or the tip. If you use the tip of the marker, you're going to get thin stems, like I'm doing this so far. You can just start by starting at the top of the flower, waving, and then going down. So see how that thick side creates thicker lines for our stems. And now I'm going to create just like half circle leaves so that our piece has some design in there. Look at that, like that. So just adding a few leaves where I feel that I might need some. And all leaves are different, just like our flowers, so create some design inside. Some of your leaves might just have one little line going across it, or maybe some zigzag lines. This is the part where you get to design and just kind of make it your own. So have fun with it. Add as many or as little leaves as you'd like.